If you're somebody that has congested or swollen lymph nodes, if you have lipedema or lymphedema, you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to show you a tool that you can use that is inexpensive but extremely effective at helping clear congestion. So what we're going to be focusing on is lymph nodes. Now, why are the lymph nodes so important? Why do you hear me talking about the lymph nodes all the time? Is because lymph nodes have a very critical role. Ultimately, they're the security scanner that is scanning all the lymphatic fluid to make sure that it is safe for it to move along through and ultimately be returned back to the circulatory system. Now, what can happen is those lymph nodes can become congested. And when those lymph nodes are congested, I want you to think about it kind of like the lymph node being a door and the lymphatic vessel that's carrying the lymphatic fluid like a hallway. If the door is closed and locked, even worse, that fluid or the people in the hallway can't get through. They're ultimately stuck in that hallway. So what we have to do is we have to decongest or open up those doors. And that's exactly what the specific 7 and the total 12 do, is it helps decongest or open up or clear those doors so that lymphatic fluid can flow freely. Now, you might be asking yourself, what the heck kind of tool is she going to be talking about that can be beneficial? Well, enter a vibration ball. Now you might be like, wait, you talk about vibration plate. What the heck? Why do I need something else? I love the vibration plate. The vibration plate is fantastic for clearing the fluid in your lymph vessels. So clearing the people in the hallway, out of the hallway, getting it moving, getting people moving. This is more specific. So we can use this on the lymph node clusters and help clear congested lymph in the lymph nodes. Now, can this be used to help with, say, like the lymphatic fluid in vessels? Sure, but it's going to be a whole lot harder. It's so much easier to use vibration plate than a vibration ball. Now, what is it about the vibration that helps? Well, vibration is ultimately putting frequency, putting energy into those congested lymph nodes. And it is moving a whole lot faster than we can possibly move our hand. We can move our hand pretty quick, but not even close to as quick as, say, like a vibration ball. Now, what you're ultimately going to do is you're going to take the vibration ball and you're going to place it on the lymph nodes. Now, it's still important to go in the order in which you were doing the specific 7, the total 12. Why? Because we got to make sure we're opening things up in the correct order. Otherwise, fluid is just not going to flow very freely. So what I would do is I would turn the vibration ball on, and what I'll do is I'll put a link for the one that I use below. I'm going to give you the updated one though. I have the old school, the old one. So the updated one has 4 different speeds. I would stay on the 2 lower speeds for lymphatic drainage. So you don't want to do like the high intensity, like crazy ones. That is really good for, say, like pain management or tight muscles. I would definitely use it for, relieving or alleviating some of that tension and discomfort if you have really tight muscles, say like in your traps or your calf or your glutes or wherever. But I would stick with the lower vibration for lymphatic drainage. Now, what I will do is I'll turn it on. You might not be able to hear that, maybe you will. But ultimately what we're doing is we're going to place it on the lymph nodes that we want to influence, that we want to help move and clear. So this is super fantastic, especially for somebody that has a lot of congestion. So what I'm doing is I'm really just holding that vibration ball on the spot that I'm wanting to affect, and I'm gonna hold it there anywhere between 10 30 seconds. I'm not going to go up to 50 seconds, not usually. There's tons and tons of congestion, maybe I would. And ultimately, what this can also do is this can help stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, especially when you put it on your tonsillar node. Now, the reason this is beneficial is using vibration to help stimulate your vagus nerve can be very calming, very soothing, and it can help activate that nerve so it puts you more into a rest, digest, and drain state. Now, what I would do is if I had a lot, let's say I had like swollen tonsils or hard swollen nodes in my neck, I would ultimately then go back down to my termini after I had cleared the tonsillar and just re-clear that area for a brief period of time. Now, the thing that I love about this is we can ultimately put it anywhere. We can put it any part of our body. We can put it like under our knee and relax our knee over it. So we could lay in bed and just have it working behind our knee. If we have a lot of knee swelling, we can roll it down our groin. So really, this little vibration ball can be super beneficial because, like I said, it's able to move a whole lot quicker than we can move our hands. Now the pressure, we're not digging. I hope you noticed when I was showing you a few of the spots, I'm not digging it in. I'm not like pushing that in like I would if I had a tight muscle in my trap. I would probably push it in. Oh, that feels really good actually, the tight muscle. But when it comes to the nodes, I'm ultimately just placing it, and the weight of the ball is the amount of pressure that you're ultimately using, and you're just holding it in place. You're not digging, you're not pushing. Remember, soft pressure for lymphatic drainage. This isn't a deep, do more, go harder, none of that. The other thing that this is super beneficial for is for the diaphragm. So you can put it ultimately under your rib cage, and you can like start to release some of the fascial adhesions to help make it easier to do diaphragmatic breathing. Now, when I said this is really beneficial for individuals that have lymphedema and lipedema, you ultimately would go to the lymph nodes in the area that's being affected. So if you've had, let's say, a mastectomy and you have a lot of arm swelling, I 100% would be using this vibration ball in my armpit. I would do termini apical armpit. I would probably even do elbow. I would do wrist. You can hold the ball in your hand, and that's going to also give it some lymphatic drainage because it's going to help move that fluid. You can use it for moving the lymphatic fluid in the vessels. So I could essentially do this. It's just harder. Truthfully, I would rather have you like sit on a vibration plate if you have lymphedema or lipedema to move the lymphatic fluid in the vessels, because this is kind of hard. It's a little awkward. It's more awkward than anything. You might be able to have somebody else do it to you, but this can be, like I said, extremely beneficial at helping clear and open up those lymph nodes so that you can get the fluid moving with that manual movement, the use of vibration plates, the use of rebounders, dry brush, all of that. Now, one final thing about the vibration ball. This thing I love so much. It is my travel companion. This is what I actually travel with because I can use this to help stimulate my parasympathetic nervous system. I can use this to help clear congested nodes from being on an airplane or sitting in a car too long. I can use this on tight muscles. Like, this has a whole lot of really amazing benefits, and it's not super expensive. It's actually one of the more inexpensive tools out there that we can use to help clear our lymphatic fluid. If you use a vibration ball, let me know what your thoughts are below. I love it, and most of my Academy members that have one love it too. They say all the time how they're more relaxed. They're actually getting better and faster results incorporating this into their routine. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are below. And if you want to know what I was talking about with the lymph nodes and the specific locations, you can go and find those videos here. I've broken them down to make it super simple for you to learn how to find those lymph node locations. Thanks for being here, and happy draining.